Hi everybody, this is a video all about acceleration, but it starts with an idea called velocity. Physicists have found that the direction of motion, that is, which way it's going, is just as important as the speed. We use the word velocity to represent both speed and direction, and an arrow. So if Ringo travels in the negative direction, that would be backwards, by backing up or turning around, we say that he has negative velocity. This explains why I have negative numbers on my speedometer. You can think of velocity as an arrow pointing in the direction of motion, and its length tells you how fast it's going. So generally, if you drive in any direction, you can represent velocity with an arrow pointing in that direction. When an object's velocity changes, we say that it accelerates. We define acceleration as the change in velocity for every unit of time. It's just like speed. It's the speed of the speed. It's very similar to the definition of speed. So if you ride with Ringo again, his car has a speedometer. The negative is for backing up, and the positive is for going forward. It's a velocitometer. And acceleration is how fast the indicator moves. So in general, if the velocity is changing, we have acceleration. If it's changing quickly, you have a big acceleration. If the velocity changes slowly, the acceleration is small. And if you keep a steady speed, acceleration is 0. Now watch Ringo accelerate smoothly from 0 to 50 in 5 seconds. The speedometer shows a constant speed, so the acceleration is constant. Now say that again. The velocity meter isn't moving. The velocity meter moves at a constant speed. It moves at a steady pace, so the acceleration is the same. And we can do some math, just like we do to calculate velocity. We start with the final speed and we take away its initial speed to find the change. We divide that up into units of time and we can figure out acceleration. Note the unit is meters per second squared. Meters per second for every second. And so we use these factors to convert from hours to seconds, and to convert from meters to kilometers. Don't sweat it. Note that the units of acceleration are meters per second squared. Meters per second for every second. You can notice another effect when Ringo's accelerating. Whenever the car accelerated forward, he's pushed back in his seat. In general, we can say that forces are associated with acceleration. Now, he hits the brakes. Must be down here somewhere. The car slows down, but Ringo feels a force pushing him forward. Whoa! In this braking or deacceleration situation, the speedometer moves to the left, so its velocity is negative, and so the car has negative acceleration when it slows down. Oh. Did you notice that the acceleration is opposite to the direction of the force you feel? I feel so much pain. The car has a negative acceleration if it's slowing down, or if it's speeding up in the negative direction. Either way, when the speedometer is moving to the left, the car has negative acceleration. So we can use the acceleration forces to make an indicator of acceleration, an accelerometer. We just hang a mass like a bead by a string from Ringo's robot. When he accelerates forward, the mass swings backward. When he slows down, the mass swings forward. The mass moves in a direction opposite the acceleration. And if you look at the angle of it, that'll give you a good idea of the measure of the acceleration. Here's another situation. If he's driving at a constant speed around a circular track, even though the speedometer isn't changing, he feels a force pushing him to the outside of the curve, and the accelerometer hangs to the outside of the curve, like this. So the speed of the speedometer test fails. Even though Ringo's speed isn't changing, his velocity is, because his direction is changing as he travels around. So that's just a little bit about acceleration. But wait, there's more. Acceleration is not easy, but it is a pretty fundamental one for physics. Most motions in the world are not simple. Speed and direction are always changing. In other words, they are accelerating. Direction is constant, but the speed is changing. Speed is constant, the direction is changing. Now he's falling off the cliff and they're both changing. Velocity is given by velocity as distance over time. Velocity is how quickly the distance traveled changes. Acceleration is how quickly the velocity changes. Even acceleration can change. His is about to change very abruptly. Ouch! But most of the time in physics, we stick to constant acceleration. What a relief. And here you can see the math that you can do to actually figure this out. You can take a second to take a look to look it over. If you don't, but don't necessarily sweat it. You can start from rest and accelerate constantly for time. How far are you going to go? Well, your initial speed was 0 and it increased uniformly, right? Every second it got faster and faster. So your velocity is your acceleration times your time. How quickly you accelerated versus how long you were doing it. And your average speed in this time can be figured out like this. Because you started at 2, so you divide by 2, so you get a half. Then your distance is the average speed times the time. So you have 1/2 of AT times time, so you get squared. And that's how you get it. And you can plug this in and you can use it to figure out acceleration. Like I said, don't worry, I'm never going to ask you to use this formula. But it is kind of cool to know how math can help us. Have a good one. Bye-bye.